Hello and welcome to the presentation on holding productive meetings. Today we're going to learn the hows and the whys to hold productive meetings. How to do it and why you want to hold productive meetings. So first off, a few things we want to get out of the way is the agenda. So we'll go over our housekeeping. We'll go over some of the rules and I call them regulations of what we want to cover and how we want to behave during the presentation. And then we'll go into the life tips for meetings. These are the things that you can really use day in, day out when you're either delivering a meeting or you're attending a meeting. And then at the end we'll have wrap up and we'll leave some time for questions and answers. So for housekeeping, just a few things about where we are in the office. If you come out this main door to the room and you take a right, there's a fire exit right by the stairwell, and right next to it is the stairwell door. So you'll see both of those right outside, and if you look on the door as you exit, there's a small map with red arrows showing you exactly where those are. There's a fire extinguisher next to that same fire exit, and there's also one in the break room. And as far as any other safety, there's an AED kit in the break room, and there's several safety personnel who are certified in using it. I don't think we'll have any of these problems today. This should just be a 10-15 minute presentation, but we do want to think of safety first. So here we go. So some of the rules and regulations during this time that we're together. Please do not interrupt each other. So if someone's talking or making a point, please let them finish that point. Also, conversely, if you want to interrupt me, please feel free to do so. I'm always okay with stopping and answering any questions. Maybe if I've brought something up that's unclear, please interrupt, and I'll work to clarify it. Or if you'd like to add, of course, please feel free to. And also, let's be kind to each other. We're all professionals here, and let's be attentive to what's being displayed, or if someone else is bringing up a point, let's be attentive, so either we can agree or we can try to counter their argument. But the only way to do that is to be attentive. So these are some of the things you can and some things you cannot do. Alright, so next we'll just jump right into it. Life tips for meetings. So we've all been a part of meetings, whether we're giving meetings or we are attending them, and we all know that there are good meetings and bad meetings. A lot of those good meetings have a clear agenda, so it's a very defined list of what's going to be covered. All too often we'll go into a meeting, and whether it be a daily meeting or a weekly meeting, and we're kind of confused. What are we here for really? So the agenda really helps answer that question. It helps to make sure everyone, especially the presenter, sticks to a schedule and is able to stay on whatever topic the meeting is covering. So it's kind of like a timeline almost of what should be taking place during the meeting. So number one, have a very, very clear agenda. Your audience will appreciate it because they'll know exactly where you are in the meeting. They won't feel lost. They won't start to doodle on their paperwork, and it helps the flow of the meeting progress at a good pace, and it can help the presenter to make themselves be more time conscientious. Okay. So that was having a clear agenda. The next life tip is be prepared. So you don't want to go into a meeting, whether you're the presenter or whether you're an audience member, you don't want to go into a meeting unprepared. So if you're an audience member in a meeting, you don't want the presenter to, or the facilitator of the meeting, to ask you a question that you're unprepared for, right? You get hot flashes, you're a little nervous, you don't know how to answer them, and you can end up looking foolish. On the opposite or flip side of that, the presenter should also know the material. You don't want to be in a meeting with someone who's supposed to be informing you about something, and you quickly see that either they're not prepared or they don't really understand the material. So one of the things that I like to do as a facilitator of meetings is, obviously I'm going to pass out the agenda ahead of time. It's usually going to come in the invite, and if there's any other supporting documentation or any questions that I'm going to bring up that I know about ahead of time, I'll go ahead and shoot those out to the respective parties so they can at least have an answer in the meeting. That way they're prepared, I'm prepared, we can keep the flow of the meeting going. So preparation is another key step to this. So you want to be prepared. So the next life tip for meetings is review the meeting need. And basically what this is saying is the meeting really needed? Is the goal of the meeting being met? Is it helping everyone to stay productive? Are people involved? Do they show an interest? Is the meeting overkill? So we just need to, at the end of each meeting, whether they're, regardless of the schedule. So if you end up going to a weekly status update and you end up not progressing any further beyond just giving the statuses, you're not able to get any more value out of it, then you need to say, okay, does the format need to change? Do I need to have these less often? How can I make it better for everyone, for the facilitator, for the audience? And those questions need to be asked so you can ensure or help to ensure that either A, I don't need the meeting, or I need to adjust the schedule somewhat just to make it more effective and more meaningful for all the participants. So you definitely want to review the meeting as far as the purpose that it serves and determine if it's needed anymore or not. So the next tip for meetings is to wrap up cleanly. And by wrapping up cleanly, basically what you want to do is summarize what you've just covered in the meeting. This way everyone gets a clear picture. There's no ambiguity. Everyone's on the same page. You cover each topic, just summarize each topic. It might just be, a sentence or one or two words for each topic, just to kind of hit them home one more time. One of the other things you want to bring up while you're wrapping up is, deliver the next steps. So if there are any action items or tasks that other people need to do as a result of the meeting, you want to make sure that you let those people know, hey, these are the next steps that need to be performed until our next meeting. And then if there are any open items, any questions that have arisen that haven't been answered in the meeting, you want to assign those open items to specific people, so the next meeting they can be addressed first thing, so you can have all the information, and you know who to get to. You know who to get the information from because you've just assigned it to them. So you do want to wrap up cleanly because it helps. Basically, you want to keep any open questions all buttoned down. You don't want to have anything hanging up in the air. or just kind of floating around there of, well, what did he say about this, or what did she say about that? You want to make sure everything was covered, summarized. You give everyone homework, and then you assign any open items. That way everything's taken care of. So this is our wrap up. So we talked about the 4 main life tips for meetings. So having that clear agenda really helps keep you on track, keeps you focused, and it keeps the audience interested and focused. We've talked about being prepared, whether it be the facilitator of the meeting being prepared or the participants of the meeting being prepared. Everyone should be prepared. The next one was reviewing the meeting need. So do we need to shorten the meetings, lengthen the meetings? Just, is this meeting needed at all? And then we talked about wrapping up cleanly, where we assign open items, we give the homework assignments, if you will, to the meeting members, so we can address those topics come the next meeting time. And just wrapping up cleanly, making sure that there's no unanswered questions out there. And the last tip is to definitely thank the participants of the meeting. This isn't a life-changing tip, but it definitely goes a long ways, because everyone is taking time out of their schedule to come to your meeting. So it's just a nice little thing to say, hey, thanks for attending. And if there's no immediate questions, that brings this presentation or this meeting to a wrap. And I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping to come to this meeting and taking some time out of your day. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, I'll be here for the next few minutes. Thank you.